Hi Floss Tube, it's Friday the 10th of Feb. I know the date today. I can't remember how long it is since I've seen you. It's a few weeks, isn't it? Got lots to show. I've got an FFO, some WIPs, and how many new starts? 2 new starts since I've last seen you. So we'll start with the FFO, I think. So it is Joan Elliott, Beldemer, and this was I cut this out of a magazine. Oh, it's got to be 3 years ago now, I think. I've been saving it. I think it was Cross Stitch Crazy. I made a couple of changes in the bodice. There's all backstitch Krennic, and all in here is backstitch Krennic. So I didn't do those because it made it look quite messy, and that's quite nice without. Backstitch Krennic all around the edge, which actually wasn't too bad. So let's see if I do this without any glare. Oh, it's not too bad. So there she is. She was stitched on 28 count Jaslyn, called Eliat or Eliat or Eliat. From Chromatic Alchemy. It's beautiful, gorgeous colour. So I think like the bodice looks quite nice without the back stitch. There's back stitch all around her fins, which is Krennic, which was surprisingly okay to do. There's beads in her hair, beads all around her dress. It's not really picking up the. It's not really picking up the blue beads. The frame was just from Wilkinson's, which I think the dark wood looks quite nice against the fabric. I think it came with the mount as well. So the beads I used were 03021, like a cream, and 02074. They're really nice, they're really sparkly. Doesn't really show up on the camera though. So she's done. I'm really pleased with her. I'll definitely do a Joan Elliott again. I wasn't too keen on all the fractionals. There was quite a lot of fractionals. But I sort of got into it a bit and really enjoyed the beading. Got into the beading more this time. So I thought I'd make the video and show you because Emily's having it the weekend, so I wouldn't be able to show you. Right, last time I think I showed you this, the Stitch Rovia charity stitch along for Mind UK, which supports mental health, which is a charity quite close to my heart. So that was the first part, excuse me, with the border and the title banner, and I did that, and then the second part came out on the 1st of Feb. Have patience with all things, most of all yourself. That's the second part. So I downloaded it and I thought I'll just work on that till it's done and stitch that, and then it's done for the month, isn't it? I think there are only 2 new colours I needed for that part. So that's the second part. I think I said last time my back stitch wasn't very neat, and someone suggested I use 2 strands instead of 1, so I've done that throughout and it's much neater to me. I struggle getting the back stitch neat, so I think with the 2 strands it gives it more definition, doesn't it? And so that's stitched on 18 count white Ada. And then I was working on Faces of Fairy 201. So that's her. This is really lovely to stitch as well. Everything's lovely to stitch, isn't it? I want to stitch all the things. So that's where I am. I completed that page down there, and then there was a partial, I think it was 4 rows of 10 by 10 blocks, which sort of completed the swan. So that's the bottom, and then I'll probably work that page and the partial next time I get it back out, and then it's just another 2 pages and a partial. So this is definitely going to be a finish this year. That's also on 18 count white Ada. What else have I worked on? Oh, I have bought back out beautiful X-Mac. I think I'm just here. I'm just on the robot's neck. So if I sort of complete these 2 pages here over the next couple of months, do you think that's it's not quite halfway, is it? Probably a third. So I'll show you where I've got to on her. Oh, she's so big. I'm already planning the companion piece for this one. I'm not even halfway. So I have started this page. I'm just about to complete the 3rd row of 10 by 10 blocks. So I will complete this page, and then I'll do this page, which is it's a partial. I think it's probably 3 columns short of a full page. I think it's about 6 columns across, I think, possibly. But that's her. I'm so in love with stitching her again. And I know it's another good couple of years that I've got to do on that, but I'm already planning her companion. I bought this ages ago, and it's Steam Heart, same designer, Chris Ortega, or same artist I should say. But they'd look perfect together, wouldn't they? But this is another big one. It's 525 wide by 734 high, so it's as big as that. So I'm definitely not going to start it until she is finished. There's so many Hades that I want to do, and quite a few are QSs and minis. When I finish Faces of Fairy, I'm going to start the mini magic mirror that I won in Adele's giveaway last year, because I think that's possibly a mini. So, you know, you can see the finish line on those, can't you? So those are my WIPs. I have 2 new starts. I'm doing a bit of a stitch along on Instagram with Kristin, Stitchy Mom, and Andrea, All Tangled Threads, and it's from the Cross Stitch Safari book by Jane Netley Mayhew. I don't normally stitch animal themes, but they're really nice patterns. I'm doing the gorilla. The chart's really hard to follow actually, because it's colour. So I made a working copy because obviously I don't want to mark in the book, but it's really hard to mark it off. I'm having to do it without marking it off. But I'll show you where I've got to. It's lovely to stitch. That's where I've got to. So you can see his head forming, and the leaves are done on that side. Gosh, the light's not very good today, is it? It's been trying to snow here, so it's quite grey. Yeah, that's how far I've got. The picture in the book looks really pixelated, so when I started it I thought, oh, I'm not sure if it's going to look really good, but there's an awful lot of detail in the actual stitching. So I did start off a bit cross-country, but the chart was too hard to follow, so I am working in rows, which is my preferred method anyway. That's stitched on a leftover piece from Big Red Ship. So it's the 18 count Rustico Ada. That's that, and I have another new start. It's a Debbie Patrick design, and I'm doing Pier Street, which is that one. These are just heavenly to stitch. Like the charts are all handwritten, yeah, and they're really, really nice. don't know what I was thinking when I started this, because I measured my fabric and knew that I had a big enough piece of fabric with 3 inches all the way around for framing and a border. But for some reason I started right down here, so I've only got that much at the bottom and that much at the side, and that's it. That's the width of it. I do tend to get my measurements wrong, and I thought I counted across as far as I needed to, but I was tempted to take out and start again, but I'm not. So that's as far as I've got with that. I love stitching these. They're so nice. So those were my 2 new starts. I think that is all I've worked on. Oh, I finished Jared's quilt. Did I show you the top last time? I'm trying to get my quilting procrastination pile down. I'll stand up and show you this. It's my worst bit of quilting I've ever done. It's like the very first one I ever did, but I don't know why. But I'll show it you anyway. So I quilted straight lines across, because the stripes are going, the red and white stripes are going down. It makes it look a bit checkerboard. I'll stand right back. Obviously not going to get it coiled in, but, and that fits the length and width of his double bed. It's like a bedspread. But I'm really chuffed I've done it, and do you know what? It's handmade. It's on his bed. It's warm and soft and snuggly, and he loves it. So they're just not straight. And like one of them's disappeared under the binding, but never mind. I did stars on the back because he's got stars on his curtains, and then the binding is just like a just a pattern really. But yeah, the binding's the best bit of it technically, but he likes it, and it's really soft and warm and snuggly. So that was quite a big quilting WIP to get done out of the way actually. So I've got a little pile of things I want to get done, and then I'm planning on pulling out all I have tons for some reason of red and white scraps and a lot of black and white, so I think I'm gonna do pull them all out and do a scrappy quilt, and either have it on the back of the sofa, or you know, just have it to pull over you when it's cold and dark and you want to snuggle under. But I think red and white and black will be all right together, won't it? Just have a swig of coffee. So I plan to do that, and use some of my scraps. Oh, I've had a new tattoo. I had it started a while ago. It's like a bouquet of wildflowers, peonies and crocuses. Had it coloured in yesterday. So pleased with it. It's very sore. It's all lumpy bumpy because it's quite swollen, but really pleased with that. And I have a magazine. I thought I'd do a quick flick through because it's not in the shops yet. I think it's in beginning of next week. But it's the latest issue of Cross Stitch Gold, and it's issue 136. So it came in the post yesterday. So I'll do a little flip through just to show you. Maria Diaz has designed the cover one, sort of a flapper lady. So it's the Roaring 20s, is it? That's quite nice. Don't think I'll do that. The designer Carol Thornton. That's a lighthouse. That's quite nice. Oh, and this one, I really like this one. That's the designer, Sharon Wasilif? Don't know. But it's a Celtic beauty. And it's really, really nice. All that border is metallic. But I suppose you don't have to use metallic, but it's a really, really nice chart. And the pattern looks good as well. And there's beads. This is Joanne Aston. That's quite cute. I did think of doing this one actually, but I really studied the chart, and there's a lot of half stitches, like the grass is part cross stitch and part half stitch, and I don't really like that. I suppose you could do it all cross stitch if you wanted, couldn't you? It's nice anyway. Doreen Jones, welcome to our home. That's quite nice. I'm not a fan of the white backstitch on black cloth, actually. Doesn't look very neat. But you could change the colours, couldn't you? And then I've seen this one actually because if you watch Shazzy C, she's a model stitcher. This is by Fiona Baker. It's 2 parrots. She's done a fab job. I think she put it on her Instagram the other day. That's really nice. Oh, and this I like. Carol Thornton again. It's a cushion. Is it cyclamen flower? That's really nice. That reminded me actually in one of my older issues. There's a Stargazer Lily chart that I plan to do. And then Leslie Tier, some cards. It says they're Father's Day cards, so I'm assuming it's Father's Day somewhere else, because our Father's Day is not till June, unless it's just being prepared. But I think this magazine is out in the shops next week, but I'm just going to show you what's coming next month, which will be in the shops on the 28th of March. It's a Leslie Tier design, and it's a folk style Italian beauty, and that's really nice. I really like that. So that's Cross Stitch Gold, issue 136. I'm sure it's on sale next week, but like I say, it came in the post, so I think that is all I have to show you today. I'm going to carry on with Piers Street from Debbie Patrick. That's my downstairs WIP. See how I get on with that. And I'm going to carry on with X Mac, because she's just divine to stitch. It's a really good combination on that one actually of confetti and block colour. There's not masses of it either. It's just a really nice pattern to stitch. I love looking at her. Anyway, thank you so much for everybody that's commented on my last video and left such lovely, you know, comments and likes, and all of you that watch. It's really humbling. Thank you. I will see you all very soon. Have a great stitchy week or a great stitchy month. I will see you soon. Bye.